Man, awesome. First time I got to wear that Ute jersey. It means a lot to this program to be a Ute. So just to be out there with my boys, it was great. I mean, I felt like we were clicking on all cylinders today. We played football at our best today, and continue to stack the days. There's a lot we can learn from and continue to get better.
So what were your expectations coming into this game about how much you were going to play on offense?
I had an idea, so it was nice that I had an idea of what it was going to look like, but it's like that's where most of my pre-game butterflies came from, was just knowing that I'm going to go out there and play some offense. But feel me, offense went out there, took care of business. It was just a great team win.
Devon, what kind of message do you feel like you made with the way that you guys performed with the run game specifically?
Yeah, again, we've been talking about our O-line all preseason, and, I think they showed it more than I did. Obviously those holes are there, and regardless of who's running that ball, we're going to get the first down. So I think we showed that, we can be very capable of being consistent running the ball.
Devon, obviously, this seems like a statement game from you. Just what was your mentality walking into this game? Obviously, knowing the preseason hype around you, and for Smith, just what did you see from Devon just in those moments in the huddle?
Yeah, just to start off, my personal goal was to come in here and just, let's show that Utah can score on offense too. That was the biggest thing just talked about last year. So, we made it an emphasis that, we're going to play all 4 quarters and we're going to put points on the board. So just for us to do that on our side was great.
Did you run as much as you thought you were? It looked like you were looking to try to get the ball through the air when you maybe had a couple opportunities to run.
Yeah, I play to win. I tell everyone, that's if the situation comes where I got to run the ball, I'm gonna run the ball, and I'm gonna do what I got to do for my boys.
But did you want to make sure that you were throwing it more this game as opposed to maybe running it as much as you did last year?
Yeah, there was no emphasis on it. Whatever was called, I took what the defense gave me.
Devon, how much of an adjustment has it been for you going from last year's experience behind the offensive line, the pressure you faced, to this one where you have a lot of time in the pocket? What has that adjustment been for you and how you execute and operate?
Yeah, I think just the way I'm able to stay in the pocket. A lot of people say there's a 3-second rule for a quarterback. You take about 3 seconds, you should be having to scramble. And with our offense, I'm able to chill back there and find a receiver. And so, it's a little adjustment for sure.
How would you say the defensive performance was today?
The defensive performance was great, honestly. There's obviously plays you want to clean up, plays that you wish you could get back, but I think overall, I think we had a great day. There's some tackles that we could have made, but other than that, I think it was a really great game one, a game to kind of make a statement, kind of show people who we are and what this team is about.
Devon, Matt Miner compared you to Kyler Murray on social media. To get that kind of attention, obviously you were under-recruited in your career. What does it mean for you to kind of get that comparison so early on in the season?
Yeah, I think that's awesome for sure, but what happens in our building, that's the opinion I care about, how my boys view me, just as a leader and how I am on that field. So, but I love that. That's awesome.
And Smith, just walk me through, Devon's mentality heading into this weekend. Just what makes him such a special athlete?
Yeah, no, Devon's he's a commander of the offense and of this team, really. I was telling him before the game that we're going to rally behind you, Dev, and that's exactly what he did. He went out there, showed out, did his thing, and took care of business.
Same for Smith. That's why we got him on offense. You see it. When the ball's in his hands, he's able to make plays. So for a player to play defense and offense, huge kudos to him.
Did you get tired out there at all?
A little bit, but it's nothing. Just, shake back.
Smith, you were obviously a part of the last Pac-12 team. UCLA was kind of one of the ones that blew up the Pac-12. Mm-hmm. How does something like this feel, getting this big win?
Oh yeah, this feels great. This feels great to come out here and just handle business. I know the last couple of games that we've been to the Rose Bowl wasn't the outcome that we wanted to. So to walk out with a victory, it's big.
Smith and Devon, obviously, Devon, you weren't a part of last year's team, but I'm sure you've gotten a sense of just how this team's wanted to rebound. How did you guys approach this game? Did you guys view it as a statement of that season's gone? Walk me through that mentality.
Yeah, no, this game was a statement game for sure. I think everyone on the team had a good idea of that it was a statement game and that we wanted to show the nation what this team is about and just take care of business.
Yep, and we kind of had one of our meetings at the end of practice, we made a big emphasis that, last year was last year. It's time to move on. And, we came out here and, big mentality was a win for sure. Old man Jaron Kump, he told me, he lost a couple times here. So I made sure, I was like, I got you one. I got you one.
Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Okay, obviously a positive start to the season. Proud of the way the guys played. Offense seemed to be in a rhythm from drive one to the end of the game. And they stayed in that rhythm. Thought Devon did a great job running the offense. Made great decisions. You saw his playmaking ability. Did a great job taking care of the football. Did a great job distributing the football. Kept it when he needed to keep it. Thought the defensive guys that played both ways were a big shot in the arm for the offense, and created some really good things, good gains. Third down was incredible. I think we were 14 out of 16 on third down. That's off the charts. I've probably never been involved in a game where we've had that many third down opportunities and converted that high a percentage. So that was a huge part of the success. Obviously ran the ball well, and close to 300 yards. And everything I just said doesn't happen unless your offensive line plays outstanding. So great credit and great tribute to that O-line. Those guys are a big physical group. They were as advertised tonight, and we just got to keep on that trajectory and keep working hard. Like I said, I'm proud of them, but that's only one. But it's a heck of a start to the season. Going to a Big Ten stadium and they get a win that's decisive is a very positive way to start. So, questions?
Kyle, obviously, you talked about having Smith and Lander and all these other defensive guys kind of playing on the other side. Do you expect to have Smith, for example, that much, or was it just kind of carrying the hot hand?
No, that's about the dose that he's been getting the ball in practice. Same with Lander. Jackson Benny had been a little more involved in practice, wasn't as involved tonight as he may be down the road, but those three guys, we got them all on pitch counts and making sure that we don't overdo it. And we're not really sure what that pitch count number is right now. We're just going to play it by ear as we go through the season. I think we'll be able to settle on what a realistic workload is for them. That will also include monitoring and adjusting practice during the week. We got to make sure guys playing 100+ snaps a week, we got to do something during the week to preserve them. And so that's still a work in progress. We've talked to the Colorado guys about Travis Hunter extensively, but he's a special guy. Travis Hunter, there's maybe no one like him in the country, so you can't just model it after that. But those guys definitely added to what we were doing on offense tonight.
Coach, how would you assess Devon Dampier in terms of his ability to manage the pocket and execute in the passing game?
Outstanding. I don't know what his numbers were in the throw game. We didn't have a ton of yards, a couple hundred. 200 yards, and he was 21 or 26. And you talk about a guy that really has worked hard in the offseason, because we knew when we took him out of New Mexico, 57% completion percentage needed to improve. The touchdown to interception ratio needed to improve, and at least tonight that did improve. And so that was great to see.
Kyle, Matt Leinart compared Devon to Kyler Murray, just obviously a Heisman winner.
Yeah.
Just what is your reaction to that comment, and how special?
Well, that's a heck of a comparison, and I got a lot of respect for Matt Leinart. So coming from him, that means something. But Devon, he's electric. He's a highlight film waiting to happen. You saw him get out of some of those jams. Needs to be a little more judicious at times. There was a couple times he needed to get down, and so we'll continue to preach that. But his game resembles Kyler Murray's, a lot. He's not, Kyler Murray's obviously a terrific quarterback, but Devon right now for us is doing a great job.
How would you assess the youth at defensive line and how they performed tonight?
Very well. You said youth, right? Youth, yeah, very well. Aliki Vimahi's our one elder statesman up front at the tackle spot on the interior. Dallas played a lot for us last year, but he was just off a mission. You see a new Dallas this year. He's a whole different guy. He got a little banged up, wasn't able to finish, but we're really excited about Jonah Lea'ea, Pupu. Still not real good at pronouncing his last name. I'll keep working on it, but he's going to be a beast. And Carson Kafusi. So got a lot of good young tackles in the program right now on the edge. I thought we got good pressure out of John Henry Daly, out of Logan Fano, Cash Dillon, Lance Holtzclaw, and Paul Fitzgerald. They all played. They all got reps.
How would you assess the defense as a whole?
Very good. And what were the numbers? It was under 250, I believe. 220 total O. They only had to play 50 snaps, and that's because they played third down exceptionally well. UCLA was only 2 of 11 on third down. So, again, we dominated third down on both sides of the ball, which
54-yard field goal kind of overlooked.
yeah, the kid's got a strong leg. Like I've been saying, he's still figuring out Division I football and the bright lights and the crowd. You didn't see his capabilities in kickoff like we see in practice. Now I know it's sea level here. It's not going to be as noticeable, but he's got a lot more in the tank than what you saw tonight, particularly on kickoffs.
What new ideas or concepts did Jason bring to this offense, and how would you rate his first performance as coordinator?
I would rate his first performance an A+. The flow of the game, the claws, had him off balance. Thought the run-pass ratio was outstanding. The RPO facet that he brought and implemented. He's just a masterful play caller. At least he has been and he was tonight, so I hope it doesn't change. We hope he continues down that road.
Kyle, you've obviously said Devon is a special talent dating back to the spring, but obviously he's flown under the radar in New Mexico, 3-star recruit. What do you think this kind of performance does for him in terms of how people recognize his game and put him on a national level?
Yeah, well, he had to draw the attention of some people tonight. The Matt Leinart comment is, that's a start right there. But Devon Dampier is a competitive kid. He's a hard worker. He's humble. He understands that he just needs to keep getting better and better. And he's a guy that the players love. They've just embraced him, and that's huge when your quarterback is thought of as he is. And not that other ones haven't been here, but they really seem to have taken a liking to him.
Kyle, you obviously went up tempo today on offense, but you also had that drive. It was 20 plays.
21 plays. 21 plays, 10 minutes.
What does that do for your team to be able to have that kind of variation?
Well, first of all, again, that kind of drive doesn't happen without a front that's dominating. And our front really took control of that drive. They had control the whole night. But that's a statement drive, saying, hey, we can lean on you and impose our will if we want. And that was great to see.
Kyle, walk me through, I guess, Smith's kind of transition into a two-way role. Do you expect him to play more wide receiver than defense this season, or is it kind of up in the air and just kind of how the game plan goes?
It's a work in progress, but to me it was a no-brainer. Smith's at the point as a defender where he's mastered, not to say he will never get beat or anything like that, but he's mastered his assignments, he's mastered his techniques, his fundamentals, and once that happens, and he was a special offensive player in high school, and so I thought, what the heck, we got to utilize all our resources and put it to Coach Scally first, and he said great, he was on board, and Jason was excited to get him, and so that's how it evolved.